I'm going to show you how to cast stitches onto a ring using a crochet hook. In my right hand, I have the tail end of my yarn with about a 6-inch tail and my crochet hook. In my left hand, I have the working end of my yarn and my ring. I've positioned the ring in front of the yarn. Some rings have a design on both sides. Other rings have a plain side and a design on one side. Whatever side you choose to be the right side of your ring, you want to make sure that's facing you as you're casting stitches onto your ring. I'm going to take my crochet hook, go through the ring, draw up a loop. With the hook, I'm going to catch the working yarn and pull it through that loop. So that's one stitch cast on. So see how I have the tail end of my yarn here, and it's making my first stitch really loose. I'm going to show you how to catch that tail into your stitches as you're casting on. So the tail right now is in my right hand. I'm going to switch it to my left. I'm going to hold it against the ring as I continue to cast on stitches. Take your crochet hook, go through the ring, draw up a loop. And as I'm drawing up that loop, it's catching the tail end of the yarn. So with my hook, I'm going to catch the working yarn and pull that through just the first stitch on your crochet hook. So now I have 2 stitches cast onto my ring, and if I give that tail just a little tug, it'll snug up that first stitch, and now it's not loose anymore. So I'm going to continue casting on the rest of my stitches, and I'm going to hold that tail against the ring while I do that. So you're going to cast on however many stitches your pattern tells you to cast on. I'm going to cast on 8 stitches. Okay, so right now I have 6 stitches cast onto my ring. I'm going to drop the tail end of my yarn now, and I'm no longer going to catch it in my stitches as I cast on. Now you want to make sure that you don't start crocheting with that tail end of the yarn, so I'm actually going to hold it in my right hand to get it out of the way. And now I can continue to cast on the rest of my stitches. Okay, so now I have 8 stitches cast onto my ring. Now I'm going to transfer these stitches from the crochet hook to a needle. I'm going to turn the work. So here I have the tail end of my yarn. I'm going to weave that in later. I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to slip these stitches from the crochet hook onto my needle. So you want the hook, part of your crochet hook, facing down as you're slipping these stitches onto your needle. That will minimize the chances of your stitches getting caught in that crochet hook. Okay. So now I've transferred the stitches from my crochet hook onto my needle, and I'm ready to start knitting. Happy knitting!